Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with another Inkbound daily. Today is the solo daily for September 9th, and we will be playing as Weaver, going from Derelict Starship to Proving Grounds and up against Cinder. Our mods today are Taste the Rainbow, so upgrades and vaults no longer consider rarity for what they offer. This is obviously quite notable. This is on average going to give you more power than you have ever had in a run. But it does cause some weird instances where you can go to, like, let's say, the augment at the end of book 1, and you get offered common augs. So, main thing to note here is that this makes vaults theoretically more valuable earlier, and it makes binding empowerments, or things that try to give you a guaranteed better rarity, are generally not good. So, like I said, binding empowerments, you generally go there because you want a green and a blue. Maybe it's just to fill up a one of your skills so that it doesn't roll purples. Well, guess what? Even if you are just to grab 2 augs just to fill up a skill, you still cannot guarantee that you're even going to get purples at the end of book 1. So that whole concept just goes out the window. But again, what it does mean is that in the early game, we can get some pretty spicy hits. And generally speaking, I would say that it actually makes shops worse, not better, as, well, I'm sure some people would argue, because your first shop is, of course, a common, uncommon, rare, or a white, green, blue. And chances are that white's going to be something else. The green is like highly likely to be something better or equal, so your first shop is better, but the costs also go up with whatever rolls, and unless for whatever reason you have like a ton of money, it's not going to make a difference because you won't be able to actually buy anything, or at least without losing score, right? We have -1 real reserve on Weaver. That's somewhat considerable, but ever since they buffed how controlled weaving works, even I sometimes go for controlled weaving, or go out of my way for controlled weaving. I probably do that a lot on camera because of how the dailies are set up. This is obviously notable, but I don't think that this hurts Weaver as much as other classes. And then, of course, vestiges cannot be dropped. Well, we're probably going to be picking the best thing anyways. This just means that we can't pick up token of regret. Anyways, and we need to inflict burn. We need to inflict burn, and they gave us the frost. I don't actually even know, like, does tilt even work with Taste the Rainbow? Anyways. Not really a fan of Frostbite Weaver. Like, it has its uses. Here we have bonus damage versus poison, which is interesting, but it's kind of hard to pick that and functioning multi-tool out the gate. Functioning multi-tool is a little bit easier for me to pick, because I do assume that we're going to eventually see a juicy, like, crit mod that we're going to want. All the high rarity, or at least blue tier crit vestiges are pretty good. Like, I'd say building into crits is easier, but that's also considering that you're going through a normal run, and so you're going to see a bunch of blue vestiges during a daily, whereas we could potentially not. And there's not really a lot of vestiges that actually enable poison damage, so this would be assuming that we would actually get something like poison vapors or something like that. Otherwise, obviously, the poison stays on enemies for a long time, since it technically only has like a half-life degrading, and 35% more damage versus enemies with poison is quite considerable. We're in... Lion's Share also isn't technically bad. We are in Derelict Starship. which theoretically has a lot of slimps in it. It has slimps during the boss fight. This is an interesting choice. I think we're honestly gonna reroll here. What? Okay, these are considerably better. Miser's Purse isn't bad. Near the end of the game, we're going to have 600 quillings anyways. This is going to get us more quillings. 20% more quillings will give us somewhere around 150 quillings that we could theoretically spend. Faulty Flask is also considerably good because, well, it allows us to sustain ourselves, but we have access to wells. I'm not too concerned about that. Heavenly Eclipse. I really don't like this after they changed it, but yeah, we don't even use this very well. We would need another physical binding for this, but it still gives us damage in the early game. I really don't hate it. I'm basically waffling between Heavenly Eclipse and Miser's Purse. Miser's Purse is obviously going to be very good later, but we're not there now. Also notable, I suppose, that this is going to hit before the Book 1 Money Pot. We'll try Weaver's Purse. Each thread gives us additional shielding. Okay, now with Constrained Constriction, I really wish that I did actually take Heavenly Eclipse. That'd be so much frickin' damage. Oh, man. Seamless Stitch, I'm not sure that... Like, it's good. I'm not sure we're going wide here, is my whole deal. Sturdy Threads is very good at maintaining us during boss fights. It's very bad during Cinder. Cinder, we need single target solutions, and Constrained Constriction is one of those. Alright. I do want more quillings. I think, actually, we could have skipped that and gotten another vestige, because it's normally a white vestige, so it's definitely better than normal. And with us having Miser's Purse, we could, instead of thinking that we have extra money to spend, just we're going to make up the fact that we're not going to get quillings out of the first fight and offset that. Similar to how we act during ranked whenever we see Will Thief. When you get 350 will or 350 quillings, you can play the game a little bit differently. Probably should have thought about that. I don't think I need to like clock this guy immediately. However, these 2 bits are a little annoying. Can we actually... Do we want controlled weaving? I mean, it's free. We lose damage is the only reason why I'm not sure about it. Okay, we're gonna do this. Power orb. That. There we go. That's controlled weaving. Oh, come on, man. We're really going to miss you by that much. So threading that guy at the first, well, I mean, having Heavenly Eclipse would have definitely solved this. Also, what would have solved this? If we had Lion's Share, because then we would have gotten an extra will this turn. We're going to take a deficit. Like, really not much that we can do about that. That may have been my bad. Maybe we were supposed to take this and stitch everything. There's not much we can do about it now. That's 200 points gone. What did I tell you about critical chance? Like, that is kind of huge. Is it better than just having 3 ability power? So, this is basically a 23% chance to do 150 damage, or a 100% chance of doing 30% more damage. Like, technically, at this point, the ability power is better, but it just opens up so much. Like that. All right. I'm trying to look at these without considering them having purple augments because of the fact that we're on Taste the Rainbow. Like, my initial first thing is that getting orbs on Blink is usually like the best thing that you could possibly do for about any build. Like, seriously, it's so much damage per turn for free every turn, but we cannot guarantee that we're going to get purple augments on Blink. Jinx is good regardless. It's very good at tapping bosses. I kinda like that. Only problem is that when you're going crit with Jinx and you don't have force crits with something like After Image, chances are is that this actually isn't going to deal a lot of damage. This would have been the argument to go with the 3 ability power earlier. And then of course After Image is just, you know, we get crits. But that's actually not going to be that bad with us having baseline critical chance. Yeah, I could see us taking After Image. I don't know how it's going to do versus Mimic, though. Again, Binding Empowerment is pretty bad. We're going to go ahead to the Containment Security. Okay. I will take 4 Physical Power to increase our single target that we're going to need to boss with. And then go ahead and give me a vault. That's a Thuntalope. Can we... Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, so we're in a weird spot. Wait, how did we actually crit? I didn't see it. Oh, because we lost the crit on Thread, so it hit Thread. Understood. We did that out of order. And that's unfortunate, because that would have just killed this money pot. Well. And so now we're going to have to use another will. That was a huge misplay on our part. I want to be actually over here. Okay. Okay, that's quite a bit of damage. We'll take that. And then this is our last wave. I'm honestly not sure how we're going to handle this. I need to hit all three of you, thank you. There we don't go. There we go. Get all that. And I think I missed this again. We probably should have gotten our controlled weaving and then tried to do that. Because now we're going to lose another turn here. Yeah, who would have thought this this miser's purse actually isn't doing much for us? I really don't want to risk that. We should have this. Okay. These are very interesting. I think it's Zepharian. Because we're obviously struggling with single target. We don't do any, like, we land Frostbite accidentally. We don't actually have any Frostbite. So I'm definitely not feeling Frostbite damage. I will take a little bit more crit chance. And this basically pays for itself. This is pseudo prepared. So that's an extra will a turn where we use that. And there's Jinx. I'm willing to take that. Excuse me, potion supply. I think we are going to have to use this oozing jelly. I don't think there's any way that we get away with that. These are interesting. I don't know if Chalice of Champions is actually better than us not. Because after this fight, we're going to be at 600 Quillings. We just have to get through this fight. Alright, if we're going to Jinx, we actually want to keep them alive as long as possible. Unless, of course, we accidentally kill them because we took whoops! Alright. I don't know how we're going to do the rest of this damage here. I would kind of like to, but it honestly might just be get rid of that. Do I crit you again for some poison damage? Probably. Yeah, that gets close. Definitely want to make sure to hit all of you guys. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and... Oh! No, that's fine. That's fine. My apologies. You're shocked already. I definitely like that. Keep that power orb for next turn. Alright. So how does this look? Like garbage. So let's go ahead and get that. This is now looking a little bit better. Can we just crit with this again? Noise. Not a worry. All that crit chance is finally coming together. We just lost 500 points to get here. I'll take Grim Vortex. I think Bewitch is better. Like, significantly better for us. But I also just like having max stacks sooner. I don't know how we don't take Draining Threads here. I guess we really don't need it. Let's get an additional critical charge. That's primarily why we have the skill. Now, if only we can get a Inkredo for some CDR, any sort of cooldown reduction really would be very good here. We are probably not going to get the legendary. Were we offered Incendiary and we just didn't take it? I honestly don't remember. I feel like we haven't been offered a burn source yet, but there may have been Incendiary in the first draft. All right. Alright. I'm collecting an orb gained spiked? What the frick? I think we want Tetra Twin. More critical damage. Yos. Another 1 discount. I'm about that. As long as it works. Can't say that I've tried it before. I think we're fine with Weave, actually. Like, Tether's notable because if we don't have anything to do, then it gives us ability power scaling. I'm not sure that that's necessary, and it also makes our whole, like, constrict strategy a little weird. Otherwise, normally I would go for Tether. Damage resist? That's gross. -1 cost on Grim Vortex right now would be like pretty freaking good. Let's, I don't know why I'm moving. I keep thinking that I have the thread shot. Well, there we go. Who has more health? You do? Okay. This is perfect. Everything's coming together. It was just a little late. On your turn, use Constrict or its Ascension on all enemies. That's free single target damage? That's pretty good. Like, honestly. I almost think that we need to more reliably crit. I think it's important to note that when you're running Taste the Rainbow, it's not always take the highest rarity option. It just so happens that for us, it's take the highest rarity option. What do we got for fish? Blue Spine Cod, pretty good. Shouldn't need it versus Lusk, which means that we get it versus Cinder, which is appreciated. What? The closer we get our crit to 100%, the more that this actually becomes a real damage multiplier. Okay. Flap. Flap. We didn't crit. Don't worry, we'll fix that. And having multiple cost discounts is working. That's nice. Alright, yeah, that's pretty quick. Okay, Strangulate is good here. We're technically losing damage, but we can now thread multiple people in air quotes go wide, which means that we're going to get a lot more oomph out of our Strings of Fate. We're going to get more oomph out of our Tetra Twin. Is it actually going to be used? I don't know, but I like it a lot better than Rope Burn, which pretty much just makes us have to constantly keep setting up. And there's no way that this is, like, we would have to do this 50 times in order for us to make the legendary quest at this point. It's really not going to happen. Because there's not even that much waves. There's going to be maybe, what is it? There's 8 waves. And so each of those waves we would have to rope burn twice on like tons of people, and we already have too much damage. Like, this isn't going to happen. Plus 5 stacks per dread. Come on, man. I guess Sewing Stitch is nice. It's kind of unnecessary when we have Weave. But we're going to use it more than Hex. 2 ability power. We already have 10 ability power. That's more than enough in my opinion. Let's get some more crit damage. Why'd you run? shock you. Well, that's kind of a concern. Guess we'll Jinx, because that's going to be the second tuning stone. This is just going to be a spear and a sword. This guy has more health. So we will utilize his HP to not deal a ton of damage. What is going on here? Okay, we did it. There's Inkredo. We love to see it. Font of Wisdom, some more crit chance. Good lord. Yes. If we would have kept that fish till here, we would have been able to get the 100% crit chance. Might be notable for you guys. All bindings gain 2% crit and percent for each thread attached to you. Do I honestly care? This is Cinder. We're going to have at most 3 people threaded, but that's not true, because if there's 3 people, that means that the Cinder Cultist is there, and then we don't want to hit people. So this is going to be an extra 2% crit chance, or we can give another 6% and even more damage to the thing that we want to have crit chance. We did not make enough money to buy a legendary at this shop, but there is a couple of lower rarity items that I'd be willing to pick up if they roll. Amulet of Floral. Might honestly be one of those. Flyer's Dice is fine. We could re-roll this, still pick up a 150. Huh. Oh, well, that's a shame. I can pick up this Beat of Flame. Way too late. Oh, I forgot too. The reason why we also can't get the legendary quest is because you automatically fail if you go to the villain. So you don't get to complete it in the villain at all. So in actuality, we had 3 turns to try to do 500 burn stacks. Wasn't gonna happen. The Beat of Flame really doesn't do it for me, so we are good to go. We are full health. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if we're gonna get full health on this one, honestly. Don't stand so close to... Okay. If I could get the both of you, that'd be great. That is excellent. Yeah, and this is primarily why I didn't know if we were going to get this, but we got a evasive that will help. Why are you not dead? Thought we were told that you were dead. That upsets me. We want to crit. There we go. And that reduces all of our cooldowns. Pick up this guy so that we don't take damage. Need Power Orb for next turn. Can I see your health? Thank you. This sucker's legit not gonna be here. So let's just take it and run. Can I just kill you with this? Not really. We'll be fine. That should give us controlled weaving. We pop you. Yeah, our damage preview is like super scuffed. I wonder what's doing that. Okay. Mushrooms over there, so we need to honestly make sure that we walk over there and take that. We're actually going to get the full health. Pretty strong build. It just got strong too late. And yes, Miser's Purse was a big deal behind that. I mean, we lost 500. Not much to do about that. I believe the first combat we were able to get it, and the second combat was a misplay on us, right? So perfect was possible on this run. We just didn't get it. Well, okay, perfect was possible except for the run quest. The run quest is honestly like that's half of our detriment, pretty much, or our demerits. Anyways, was a fun run. Just kind of got scuffed on RNG. We were doing this as soon as humanly possible. Like, it's literally 12:45, so being at the top of the leaderboard isn't surprising. I'm pretty sure that someone's going to get, like, easily better than this. Like I said, we could have played the combats better, secured another 500 points, and then it was all about the run quest. I'll have to look back and see if we were offered Incendiary, and even then, getting 500 stacks would be kind of crazy without any vestige help. And they gave us rope burn like super late. Unless the idea was that we were supposed to go to like glyph nodes and then like try to force re-roll rope burn. That doesn't make sense because you really can't guarantee an ascension. So yeah, we would have been scrolling through literally all of our skills. So yeah, I don't know. We did have that that elemental brew, but we would have had to have hit things like, well, that would have been like 300 times. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Anyways, hopefully the run was entertaining or at least educational. And if you have any feedback whatsoever, be sure to put that down in the comments below, be it questions, concerns, misplay alerts. And until next time, we will catch you guys around.